They went to sleep, but the kitchen didn't. One night I was staying with some of my friends and we all fell asleep pretty late. Around 3 a.m. I woke up and I heard something that sounded unmistakably like kitchen cabinets opening and shutting. It was loud and loud. I felt like I had to see what was going on. I didn't see anyone in the kitchen, so I assumed I was hearing things. Well, the next morning when I woke up, one of my friends was really upset and crying. She said that she woke up in the middle of the night and heard people talking in the kitchen saying, "We are not wanted here anymore. We aren't important." It was really scary. Marissa. How did this chandelier mysteriously break? One night my brother, Dad, and I were sleeping and we heard a giant crash in my kitchen. We all woke up and ran into the kitchen to see what had happened. The chandelier had been ripped out of the ceiling as if someone had yanked it off. It didn't look like it just fell because the chain was completely out of the ceiling. It was super crazy. Thinking about it now, maybe it was just Saya swinging on my chandelier. Daniela. This house had a visitor who wouldn't leave. When I was 7 years old, we had a ghost in our house. I remember one night when we were talking in the living room and suddenly a glass of water went flying off the counter. Another time, the cabinets started opening and closing. It was so bad that my parents got a priest to come to the house and do what would most likely be called an exorcism of some sort. We found out later that an old woman used to live in the house until she was murdered by her husband. We ended up moving, but I still have nightmares. Alyssa. No one was in the bedroom, but the motion detector went off. I have motion detectors in my house. And one day I was walking to my dad's girlfriend's house and my burglar alarm went off. The police came to my house to find out that my dad's motion detector went off in his room when no one was there. My dad thought it was a defect, so he had the alarm system replaced. A few days later, the motion detector went off in his room again, so he replaced it once more. And when it happened again, we gave up and thought it was probably my mum, who passed away when I was younger, haunting us because everyone hated my dad's new GF. It was probably a sign. Daniela. She went looking for a ghost story, and she found one. I was at Barnes & Noble about 3 years ago. It was October, so they had a table with ghost books on display. I was curious, so I walked over and started looking at a book. The book had a picture of a real ghost captured. I was fascinated by it. At the same time I was looking at the book, my ring started to heat up, and then shattered, falling onto the table. I was freaked out. I touched the broken pieces and they were cold as ice. Rory.